What's up, softball players? I'm Coach Dan Blewett. In today's video, let's talk about how to get the best out of your practice time and how to sort of try on the new things that coaches are asking you to try and learn, whether it's your pitching mechanics, your hitting mechanics, the way you feel ground balls, whatever. I'm going to give you a couple tips and strategies that I think can make a big difference in your mindset and the way you approach some of these coaching tips that you receive. All right, so let's jump into it. Number one, I want you to sign up for the free trial. So obviously, if you've ever signed up for like a web service or like one of those boxes where you get like a new thing every month, whether it's like cookies or like I actually get a coffee delivery service right now. Any of those things, a lot of times they come with a free trial. And that's so you can sample it. You can see if it's right for you. You can see if you like it, especially if you have a good product. You're not afraid to give a free trial because, you know, people are gonna dig it, right? So with coaches, a lot of times we're asking you to do something that immediately is going to feel weird because it's not what you used to do your whole life, right? Your mechanics, we're asking you to literally change your mechanics. So yeah, how would they not be a little uncomfortable right away? But you have to sign up for a free trial of it and give it some time. I don't know what exactly that time is. It might be a day, it might be a week, it might be 2 weeks, it might be a month. I don't know. It depends on the thing and how long you've been doing the other thing. But again, when you sign up for the free trial and you give it your honest effort, you can really judge for yourself whether the idea had merit. So throughout your career, you're going to have different caliber of coaches. You'll have some coaches that played really high level softball. You'll have some coaches that are just dads that are well-meaning, but they didn't really play very, very long. So they're going to be all taking different pieces of information and giving it to you to try to help you along in your journey. And sometimes you're going to say, well, the source isn't great. Like, what does this person know about hitting? What does this person know about pitching? If you just try it out, you can determine for yourself whether it was good information and good advice or if it was bad advice, not by judging the credibility of the person, which you should do still. Like, you should always be skeptical when a person maybe doesn't have the credentials about something, right? You wouldn't get surgery from a doctor that never done a surgery before. But when you try things and give them a good, honest effort, you're going to figure out for yourself whether that advice and that tip had merit or not. Number two is to know your set point. I want you to understand your set point, whether it's for your pitching mechanics or your throwing mechanics or the way you feel ground balls or the way you hit, whatever. And you have to do this by figuring things out through trial and error and tinkering. So again, we just talked about trial and error and free trials, but your set point is, so I was a baseball pitcher. So I knew what my mechanics should feel like, but I only knew that way after I'd done a lot of different stuff. And I've tried different stuff. I tried different arm slots. I tried different leg kicks. I tried different stride lengths, different ways for my front shoulder to be. I tinkered a lot. And the more you tinker and you start to go away from what you usually do, the more you figure out what is essential to you. What are the core things that you do well and that you need to do to succeed? So I'll give you an example. As a hitter, maybe it's a big leg kick. Maybe you do really well as a hitter with a big leg kick. And when you take these small strides, these small leg kicks as a hitter, they just throw you off. So you could say, okay, I'll try different types of strides, but I know that a big leg kick works really well for me and it's been successful. So I might not want to get too far away from that, but I'll try other things and see. And I always know that this is sort of where I can get back to. So when you know what you want to feel like, then when you try new things, you can see what little things you can fold in without losing yourself. You kind of know what the core of yourself is. So the more you tinker and try things, the more you'll figure out what is your set point. How do you want to feel mentally? How do you want to feel physically? No matter what type of mechanical thing it is that you're working on. Next, number three, I want you to embrace the some assembly required nature of many of your coaching tips. So I'll give you another example with me. In college, I was a pitcher. I did not have a pitching coach until my 4th year there. So my first 3 years, my head coach, I think, was an outfielder. My assistant coach was a catcher. There was no one to really give me great pitching mechanics advice and have another pitcher like guide me who'd lived it himself. So I had to I was like a some assembly required kind of pitcher. I had to figure out a lot of things on my own. And so that meant asking a lot of teammates. It meant checking out a lot of videos on the web, doing research myself, reading other internet coaches. And this is a long time ago. There wasn't that much on the web like there is now. That's part of the reason this YouTube channel exists, is for me to help you along in your journey. I didn't have that many people doing that back in 2005, 6, 7, 8 when I was in college. So you have to embrace the some assembly required nature and do some of the work yourself. You have to be on YouTube. You have to be looking around the web. You have to be asking around, asking your teammates. This is why multiple coaches, you'll have tons of different coaches throughout your life, but having multiple coaches and instructors instruct you gives you a good sample of what's out there and different things to fold in and take with you, like different tools that you could carry with you on your journey. So understand that not everyone can hold your hand. And even if you go to private hitting lessons or pitching lessons every week, you're still going to pitch on your own tons more than that one time per week. And I told this with the kids that I worked with. It's like, yeah, you're going to see me 15, 16 times for 4 straight months in the summer or in the winter, but then you're going to be on your own. So you have to learn how to be a self-coach and how to continue on and internalize this stuff and put yourself together at some point. The more ownership you have in your own mechanics and your own success, and this is my 4th tip, is you have to go out and be a student of your craft. So it's okay that you're not constantly coached. Explore your own mechanics, your own body, your own mind. Figure out what that means to you to like figure out, explore yourself as a hitter or as a pitcher. And also be a student of your craft. That means going out again, doing research and really digging down, saying, what makes me a good hitter? What do other hitters do that I could take from them? How do I learn from all the different information that's available? Because the best players are the ones that practice the most and are the most focused when they do practice and are the most in tune with their bodies and their swings and their mindset to say, this is what makes me tick. And now I still want to expand my mind and expand my game, but this is what makes me tick. Now let's see if we can make that even better. So being a student of your craft, whether you're a painter or a carpenter or a lawyer or a softball player, it's really, really important. The best people are also really good learners. So embrace the some assembly required nature of your softball career, which will probably be the case for you. Because think about it. Say you're a catcher. What are the odds you get a really high-level catcher as a head coach or even on your coaching staff at all? Not that great. Even for my baseball boys that I used to coach, I was a pitcher. I wasn't a great hitter. I didn't hit beyond high school. And I certainly wasn't a catcher. So if you were a catcher on my team, yeah, you're probably happy you're playing for me, but I wasn't a high-level catcher. I can't really like give you that aspect of your game, right? So even if you have great coaching staffs, they're always going to be incomplete. You might have an amazing shortstop coaching you, and an amazing former pitcher coaching you. But again, you're a catcher and you're kind of on your own. So you got to figure a lot of stuff out and embrace the times when you don't have too much coaching, because it can give you some freedom to do things your way, where if you're overcoached and you're always asking for other people to guide you, you might not figure out your own way. I got a lot of freedom in college to figure out how I wanted to make myself, and I think I did a pretty good job of it. I ran with it. Other people don't thrive that way necessarily, but I want to encourage you to embrace it because I think it can be for everyone's benefit. All right. So hopefully this video helped. If you made it to the end, definitely leave me a comment. Do you have great coaches? What do you do when a coach asks you to do something that makes you feel uncomfortable? How long of a time do you give it to try that out and see if then you can maybe become more comfortable as it folds into your mechanics? If you have any questions, leave it below, and I'll see you here in the next video.